Honesty is non-negotiable. I will not shut up because you are someone I have to listen to. I don't want to work with a Hitler.
Hi, Shefali. Lovely to see you. So, third is a charm again. It's interesting that every time that we've met, you've said that playing Vartika has always terrified you. You know, the fact that, again, the third time you're meeting her, did it get easier or is it really as difficult as meeting her for the first time?
Uh, it's so any character I play,
Hmm.
I have this fear that I don't know what to do. So anyway, there's like stress regarding that. Vartika has become larger than life. She's become almost like iconic. Like I read somewhere where they said she's become one of the uh, most loved characters on streaming platforms.
Yeah.
These are two big shoes to like they were very big shoes to fill. And I was really terrified. I was scared. I was like, अच्छा फर्स्ट में हो गया, सेकंड में भी हो गया, अब नहीं कर पाऊंगी तो क्या? So there is fear. There's a lot of fear. But once I get into it, and this, not just me, but people around me have noticed that once, you're doing your makeup, whatever, and then you go in, change, and come out, and you're a different person.
Yeah.
And that I think she just kind of, I think our DNA is kind of married into each other.
I'm
So
sure it has.
it's just that it's falling into that space again. Uh, she's me and I'm her. So, it's just once we start shoot, there isn't a Shefali anymore. There's just Vartika. And I'm glad she takes over because she knows herself far better than I do.
No, that's amazing also because in this, the bravado initially that we'd seen in, say, the first season has gone now, but there is gravitas. She's frustrated about what's happened, but she's has this never say die thing, even though everything else around her and everyone else around her wants to kind of uski आवाज बंद करना चाह रहे हैं, but वो है, but and also this time the narrative I would say is very hard hitting because earlier it spoke about the police system and what needs to be done, but here it's the systematic change we need in the society. So, but how do you navigate a narrative which is so gripping and also to portray it with the seriousness? And there's the issue of authenticity as well as sensitivity, which I think you brought out.
So, as far as authenticity is concerned, Delhi Crime 1 kind of set that standard. This show is raw, real, gritty. You see season 1 was like a docudrama. Season 2 was inspired by a true case. Season 3, when you see one side of it, it's so high octane, and the other side of it, when you see the cop team, it's again back to the raw, grounding, gritty part of DC, which is not going to change. And that is the beauty and the USP of it. And I'm so glad we proudly own it. You're very, very right when you said this, because this is what I said in a couple of my first interviews, that when people ask me what has changed, and I said there is no bravado anymore, which I think is lovely. And I didn't know how it was going to land, Pooja. I really didn't know, because in a lot of times and I'm not questioning the audience's intelligence, because they are way far intelligent and sensitive than we can imagine, but it's very easy to think screaming, shouting, raving, ranting, crying, histrionics is good performance.
Hmm.
So to drop all of that and choose to do what I did, I didn't know whether it was going to land. And also, like you correctly said, she's carrying a lot of baggage this time. She's Ekto been banished from her kingdom, to say. She was thrown out in the name of promotion. She's found this case, she's going to come back to it. The very small thing that she's placed in Mizoram, but she drives all the way to Silchar because she wants to be there present to catch this weapon shipment. And then she finds something else. And then she has to come, she wants to come back. As a DIG, it's expected that you sit behind the table and solve, you strategize. Now, you don't have to do all this. But Vartika being Vartika, she has to get her hands dirty. So
Yeah.
she chooses to come back. But there is a beating of what has happened over the year, of being away from her her karma bhumi, to say so. Even when she comes back, this is not her station anymore. It's Niti's station now. Of course, her team just, loves her so much. And I think subconsciously there is also this thing of, if I ruffle too many feathers, they'll send me back again somewhere out in the wilderness, and I won't be able to do what I was born to do. I want to get justice. I want to make this place a safer place for people. So it was all of that. Also, she does not have the luxury of time to wallow in pain or anger. A lot of times what happens with a lot of people, I know it happens with me, that when there is a crisis, I shut out my emotional side altogether because
Wow.
I'm like, okay, I just need to solve this. I'll feel the pain later, but right now I need to solve this. This is what is required of me. And that's what she's doing. She's channelizing all of it into just solving this case. But her being her, she is defiant, she is stubborn, she's going to do her own thing. So I'm so glad. I can't begin to tell you how glad I'm feeling you use the word bravado. Like, I can't tell you because I've been saying this and I'm not sure if people understand what I meant.
Yeah.
And it's very tempting.
No, it, but
Actors,
also is our, like all of us at this stage in life, we all are more or less the same age. We've been through those struggles uh, of finding your path, your identity, seeking a, but all the time also justifying it that I deserve my position, I deserve to be here. However, because till date, whatever said and done, I mean, we must have evolved. We don't like women with ambition. A woman who is a ballsy woman is not liked by anyone.
hmm.
I think somewhere you yourself have carved your own path professionally. So I mean, वो थोड़ा resonance आया होगा वार्तिका because she's just speaking our vocabulary. She is our grammar.
And she is very close to who I am as a person. We share a lot of similarities.
Hmm.
So she is extremely, intensely passionate. So she feels everything in magnitude. The difference between Vartika and Shefali is Vartika will hold back, Shefali won't.
But that's good,
So when
no?
there's the pain or the anger.
Yeah.
The other part is I like to believe I'm a righteous person, and she's very, very righteous. She fiercely wants to protect what she loves, which means her city, her country, every single person around, not just her family. She's brutally honest, which I am, where a lot of times my husband has to say, Mat bolo na, kyun bolti ho tum? Like that kind of a thing.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. And at the same time, she is obsessive, which I am. When I pick up one thing, I'm like, मतलब अटक गए तो अटक ही गए वो करूंगी और I'll see it right to through the end. So I think all of that is very similar. Vartika still knows how to, kind of work the system according to her and yet not mess things up. She knows which arms to twist and how and what magnitude. I still haven't gotten there. I don't know how to do it.
No, no, you'll get there. I mean, the factor, I totally relate to everything that you're saying. It's a battle, but we'll get there. But also, you've also spoken about the lack of layered roles for women after a certain age. Because अभी भी मैं हाल ही में पिक्चर देख कर आई हूँ जिसमें 28 years का एज गैप था. I wanted to say if the genders were reversed कितना अच्छा होगा, मगर वो ऑडियंस नहीं देखेगी. Do you think the stories are now getting better, or are we have just only scratched the surface?
Not at all. Delhi Crime was a big example of it. I got offered Delhi Crime when I was in my 40s. Some years ago, if somebody had told me that you're going to play a lead headlining something in your 40s, I would have said, yeah, sure. Like, I would have laughed. But it's happening, which is a big change. I remember when DC1 dropped, and there were journalists who were interviewing me, and so many of them said that when we are interviewing other actresses, stars, all of them are saying, oh my God, that is exactly what needed to happen, and we want to do something like this,
Yeah.
which says a lot. And there are so many women today. You see the roles, the magnificent, complicated, complex, whatever, all of flawed characters, which is the beauty of all these. You see, Acha, Vartika Chalo is one, she's considered the face of the show, but so is Niti.
Yeah.
All the girls, I mean, this is easily the finest female ensemble cast I have seen.
Yeah.
And it's so empowering, and have like 100 points to Mukesh Chabra for doing this. like commendable. So it's all very, very empowering. And the
Mm.
fact that there are roles like this.
Yeah, exactly. And audiences are willing to watch it now.
Absolutely. Like not just DC. I mean, if I talk from my work itself, there is a Jalsa where there is Vidya and me. There is a Darlings where there is Alia and me. The, there are just so many parts. There was Human, which was Kirti and me. So it's so much stuff. And I'm so glad it's happening. I'm so glad it's happening. Somebody asked me that, why do
Haji.
you think so many women's stories are being told now? I said, because they haven't been told for decades. And there's a lot to tell.
Yeah. And women in all shades.
Absolutely.
Like Uma was
Absolutely.
the worst character
I
I'd seen.
know. Like, she's like, oh my God, I've read the script. I mean, when I saw it, I was like, whoa, this is scary. She is scary.
But honestly, as an actor, what do you feel now is the larger conversations and characters and stories that you feel now it's time we told them? Because, for somebody, we've heard about bromance. It's you, Vidya, and you girls are the girl mans. You brought it back. So, what actually do you feel needs to be told going forward? Because today, the industry, there is utter chaos, and chaos always brings a good change.
In the 60s, 70s,
Hmm.
there were some phenomenal female-led films
And guide and
like Guide, Aradhana, Amar Prem, Ghar, then even a little later, Chalbaz, Chandni, like Anupama. Like, what are these films? And they were all female oriented and they were all written and directed by men. Sadly, in between, that whole thing just vanished into thin air, where a woman became an accessory for a film. She was supposed to look pretty, that's it, and be saved by the hero.
hmm.
But it's going back. It is going back, and thank God for it. I mean, OTT, yes, but even before that, you see a Parched, you see a Tumhari Sulu, you see a Dirty Picture. I mean, all these are phenomenal female. I wouldn't even call them characters. They are females who've been brought to life by this incredible bunch of ridiculously talented women. So I think um it's happening. Is it going to change overnight? No. But we are lucky where we are following a path a lot of women paved before us.
Yes. And
You
you've
know,
set the path for the new generation, I feel, because I think they are way like enterprising and smart.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They're far more pragmatic, they're far more enterprising, they know they're go-getters. And so I think it's all of it together. And
Yeah.
those stories will be told. There is no debate on that. Those stories will be told. So it is changing, but then, well, I'm a greedy actor. I want everything to happen today.
No, but we now need to see you as a in a romance or those role
I
reversal.
know, I
That
know, I
makes
know. I love romantic film. I love romance. I'm a full hardcore romantic.
Karo now. You're doing very
It
hardcore.
is giving me
Listen. Now we want to see the women and the
like,
80%
I
pairing.
love the whole romance in Ajib Dastan, which I had done with Manav, or Once Again, which I had done with Neeraj Kabi, or Three of Us.
Yeah.
It's unsaid. It is a love story, and it's a love story between these three people, not just two. So all of this, I mean, but like, yeah, I want to do a romantic film.
No. I would want to see an idea of you with playing a Hannah Hathaway and some young guy. But let's see. Last question. How has the process changed in these years? Is there something that now you do and one thing that's non-negotiable?
Uh, Honesty is non-negotiable. And I will not shut up because you are someone I have to listen to. Either you convince me or I'll convince you.
Like the latter.
Like the,
I like the latter. You
yeah,
can mention.
it's, and thank God there are directors and producers, directors particularly, who believe that actors are not just actors, they are collaborators. So that is a big part of it, because I don't want to work with a Hitler. I don't want to do that anymore. So that is a non-negotiable part of it, you know. And Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things that happen on set, and you say, no, I'm not going to let this pass, or I'm not going to let this happen. But playing Vartika, honesty, that is non-negotiable. And the process was for me as an actor to say, you know what, I don't have to do a scene with history. I can just lie low and do exactly what is required of her. I'm telling you, Pooja, I can't tell you how terrified I was because
Love
it
to
could
know
have
that.
gone totally south.
Love
People
to
would have been like,
know
kya kar rahi hai? Matlab, she's looking like she's not, whatever could have been interpreted. But it's re-emphasized my fact that, the audience is very, very sharp and sensitive, and they catch exactly what you go out to put.
Hmm. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And what next? Till we wait for Delhi Crime Season 4.
I know. I'm really Netflix. You better be hearing all these interviews, huh? I start work on that. So I did a film with Vipul. It's a bank heist. It's a very witty script. There's Jaideep. There is Abhishek Banerjee. There's me. There's Srishti Srivastav. There is Rotaj. There are this amazing bunch of actors. Very, very witty script. So I had great fun. That film is ready, and I guess it should release sometime early next year. And there is another one that I shot for. I had so much fun shooting for it because this woman is totally cuckoo. Like she is totally cuckoo means like another level of off in her head.
Awesome. Awesome.
I loved it. Like loved it. So yeah, and there are two, three scripts which I loved, but everything takes time to fall into place. So I don't know when it'll happen. Fingers crossed. I really hope it happens soon because I was very, very excited. And like I think one of them is so beautiful. It's such a sensitive film. The other one is more out there. So I'm really looking forward to it, but everything takes so long.
And we need to speed it up. Red tape is about government. I mean, Vartika is used to it anyways. But thank you so much. Such a pleasure always chatting with you. And once more, congratulations. I mean, lag nahi raha tha ki it would have gone south. It was just like both of you are hand in glove.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pooja.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure chatting with you.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.